The day I got trapped by Sia Jha, class 5. One day I was traveling through the enchanted forest. I saw a big mansion covered in dust, cobwebs with weed growing all around. It was black and wrecked. The windows were broken and the doors were rickety. The place was stinking. As I went towards the place, my head slowly started hurting, but I kept going on. I felt as if a strange aura was pulling me towards the house. I felt my stomach rumbling. As I opened the door of the house, a cold and strong wind blew through the trees. When I reached inside, the door suddenly closed harshly. There was a single bulb that was blinking on and off. The place sent shivers down my spine. There were rats running around inside. When I went inside, I saw a cupboard whose doors were creaking. As I opened it, I felt as if time had stopped. In the cupboard, there was an odd-looking vase. It was like a person's head, which was covered in blood. When I touched it, I felt as if I was trapped inside and my heart raced. It started getting cold in there. I had to get out. What if I broke the vase and got out? I thought to myself. So I started to push the vase on a particular side from inside, which looked slightly weak and thin. After almost 5 minutes, there was a large crack. It started getting colder. I felt I was freezing, but I really had to get out. So I tried even harder. At last, it broke. I ran towards the door. I tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. I must have tried 1,000,000 times. I was getting really tired when my eyes fell upon a little hole in the door. It wasn't a normal hole, but rather a big one in the shape of a palm. I got curious and did what most people would do. I put my hand through it. As I did that, my legs were trembling with fear. But when my hand went out, I felt a round object near my hand. I touched it. It felt like a doorknob, so I tried to twist it. It was difficult to twist it as my hand couldn't get out of the hole completely. So I tried pushing it with my fingers slowly. Finally, the door opened and I was able to come out. I promised myself to never come near the forest and learn that I should not touch things that aren't mine.
A scary story by Sharvari Gade, class 5. One day I was walking through a deep and dark forest. After some time, I sat under a tree. Suddenly, I felt something poking and biting into me. So, as any normal person would, I started digging with a shovel I found nearby. After a lot of digging, I found a gigantic box buried there. After some efforts, I removed the gigantic box and realized it was as heavy as a cupboard filled with big stones. My plan was to open it. I was a little nervous and scared, but I was also in a hurry to see what was there inside it. When I opened it, to my shock, there was a dead body completely covered in blood. A noise came from my left, bang, bang, as if guns were being shot. It was a scary scenario, and I tried to run from there. Now I could see people running after me. I ran for my life. I was running so hard that I could hardly breathe. I kept running and running. It was dark all around, but I could see some light ahead. I kept running towards it. I went through the light, and the people who were chasing me disappeared, and I was in my house. That day, I learned the lesson that I must never touch any mysterious thing.
Field Trip to Lokmat by Sanvi Raut from grade 3. I went on my first school trip to Lokmat newspaper. We went by bus from school to the Lokmat newspaper office. In the bus, we enjoyed a lot singing songs like Lakdi Ki Kathi. When we reached the press, we saw big newspaper rolls. We also saw a machine which looked like a car, but it had long hands to take out the newspaper rolls. We were shown a video about how the Lokmat newspaper started and its history. Then we went to another room where there were many big machines. I thought creating a newspaper is a very easy task, but after the field trip, I learned that it is not at all an easy task because they work for 24 hours every day. I'm really thankful to my school that I get to learn new things every day.